welcome to my channel. That's me. I'm Han. I'm kind of newish to posting on YouTube, and I want to make videos about art and wellness. I'm so happy you're here. Now on to today's video. Like if you like, and subscribe. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I want to say hi, first of all, the new subscribers. We got a couple of more people on the team. That's what I'm going to call you guys, my team. I don't know. We'll have to workshop that. But anyway, welcome aboard. Maybe we're going to go with a ship. Anyway, so I want to say thanks to everybody for being here since I started posting shorts. There's been a couple of new people who have joined the squad, maybe, I don't know. Today in this video, I am gonna be drawing a cozy little winter scene with some cute animal creatures. I'm doing it in Procreate. If you have an iPad and an Apple Pencil of any kind, you can follow along. Let me know if you want the stencil of this. I'd be happy to send it to anybody who wants it. Just DM me on Instagram if you do, and I'll send it your way. But so I don't really go, I'm going to talk about some of my steps, some important steps, but for the most part, I'm just kind of repeating some simple steps over and over again, and I will mention those kind of key steps that I am doing. But yeah, welcome to a cozy, mindful Procreate doodle. Happy to have you here, and if you enjoy, make sure to smash that like button and leave me a comment and let me know where you're watching from. I'm really curious. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I'm actually starting with the stencil that I already drew out. So I originally started with a red sketch, and I think I used the 6B pencil for that. So then I drew over top with, I think I used a stencil pencil, that's funny, to make this outline. But yeah, so here I am. I did the background. I just did the background of the inside of the circle. I did this kind of bluish color, this kind of, I don't know, maybe a violet. I made sure to make all the different stencil elements on different layers, and now I'm also doing the coloring in bits on different layers. So mostly, and I do break this rule sometimes when I'm feeling lazy. If I was doing this work for a professional client, I would make sure that everything was very well separated and everything flowed easily. But when I'm just doing it for myself and I'm not using the image for anything other than social media, mostly just because I know my own piece, so I if I color over top of something on a layer, then I know. But anyway, this is me coloring in different elements of the bear, and you'll see me going on different layers. And so I did all the main body and face and furry area of the bear on one layer, so all the brown bits, and then I did his scarf and socks and hat on another layer. And basically something that I learned with Procreate is that so long as none of your colored pieces are touching, and also with the caveat, if you don't want to make different changes or add different shadowing or different opacity levels or whatever to the layer, then definitely do 2 different layers. But if you're gonna apply all the same changes and make it the same opacity, then you can make different parts of the image on the same layer that aren't touching. So for example, while I'm coloring in this fox, I did all the orange parts on one layer, and I actually did it on the same layer that I did the bear's body, because they're not touching, and I can make 2 different clipping masks to shadow in each of them, essentially on the same layer. Anyway, I don't know how much experience you have with Procreate. If you're watching this, maybe you have a lot, maybe you are fairly new to it. I'd say kind of mid-level. I have a couple of years of experience using it, and I really enjoy using it. I try to stay away from trying to make the perfect image or making sure everything is absolutely perfect. My goal is kind of just to learn as I go and to get better just a little bit with every time I draw something or every time I color something or whatever. I'm just coloring in these little his little cozy bits, his little socky bits. And then after we go through and do this first base layer of color, I'm going to go in and show you how I do shading and shadows as well. And that's truly my favorite bit. And I do a little bit of lighting also in that. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna speed the video up a little bit here and let it play through. And then if you have any questions on how I did something or want to know more, just leave it in the comments and I will be absolutely freaking delighted to answer your question. Okay, so at this point, I finished the flat lay of color. So like the first layer of color is what we'll call it. And it's just like just setting your bases, all your bottom flat color layers. I'm about to go in and add some shadowing and some highlights, but first I always like to start with the shadows. So what I do for this is I kind of sped through really quickly here, but I'll walk you through what I just did. Basically, I will select the color that I want to change, or the color that I want to like apply shadow on, and I'll go to the top part where the color is, the value slider, slide it all the way to the end. Then I will create a new layer on top of the layer that I want the shadow to be affected on, and then I will make that layer a clipping mask. Then I will use the soft round brush. I usually try to set it to pretty thick to get those soft round shadows. And yeah, and then I just take my brush and on the clipping mask layer I will add shadows, and I just usually around the edges or like places that makes the most sense to add shadows. So like here I'm adding some underneath their heads on their scarves, and I'm doing it in a darker green than the original green color. I always like to adjust the opacity because sometimes I draw it pretty harshly or heavy-handed, and that's another reason why I make it on enough different layers so I can adjust the opacity. But on a clipping mask layer, it will only affect the area that is on that layer. So that's why I can draw on, it'll just color in like the fur or the bear in the places that I want it, instead of like drawing it over the lines. And you'll see a couple of times in here I make a few mistakes. I think I just did it where I like do the highlight on the actual layer instead of on the clipping mask layer, and it does like make more of a messy look. But here I'm just adding in some fun luminescence because look at that warm glow. Like, don't you just want to be like a little fox in front of a fire sipping some hot cocoa? Oh yeah, here I did the thing. But and then you could just notice the difference of when I actually do it on the clipping mask layer. And I did it again with the trees. I did it on the tree layer, and then I was like, whoops. And in Procreate, it's really forgiving, so if you ever make a mistake, just 2-finger double tap to undo. Makes it really nice and easy, forgiving to make mistakes. I also, if you notice anything looks different, I turned off the layers that I had the outline circles on. I realized that it looked messy with them on, so I just turned them off, which is another reason why it's a good idea sometimes to do like different parts of your line work on different layers, like different sections, because if you ever need to manipulate one part of it, then you can. And here's my little favorite part. So when I am just about done my piece, I will go in with a, like, this time I use like a warm yellow, but sometimes I'll just use a white, and I make a layer above all the top of my other layers, and then I just add some some streaks of like a highlight, and that's one of my favorite parts. And I add some stars, and here I'm just adding the background. And yeah, I guess that's really that's kind of it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please let me know and smash that like button, because I will make more videos like this. I'm still trying to suss out what kind of videos you guys like. So if there's anything you want me to make, please leave a comment, and I will probably actually make it, because I want to make videos that you guys want to watch. And if you like the shorts I've been posting, let me know that too, because I've been having a lot of fun making them. Actually, I've been trying to post one every day in December. I just kind of decided out of nowhere that I was going to do that. Yeah, but anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for being here. You are a real one if you made it all the way to the end, and I will catch you next time. Thanks. Bye. See you next time. Han.